Hello, friends. My name is Stephanie Johnson, and I am the accidental founder of Rebuilding Hollers, Come Hell or High Waters. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you don't mind message by video. It's just easier, quicker, and I can just do it and tell you how I feel, and you can see my face, and you can decide, I like this or I don't like this, and so I just think it's the best way to do it. So I just wanted to introduce myself. If you haven't met me, the night of the storm, I was just a local realtor. My family and I have been here since 2011, and my husband and I raised our daughter here. She'll be 19 in just a few weeks. She's my whole world. We came here to step back in time. We came here to live the small mountain town life, and we have lived that to our best abilities. Before the storm, I feel like we had the best life here. We have the best community here. We have the best neighbors here. We had the best nature here. Everything about this place is exactly where I wanted to be and exactly how I wanted to raise my family. And this community gave me that, and I will forever be so thankful. So I was not physically born here, but I wasn't born far. I was born in Harrisburg, which is right outside of Charlotte, right by the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And in what was a very small town, but has now become a huge town right outside of Charlotte. And but my soul was born here. When we got here, these mountains, these rivers, our community, they taught me how to be. They taught me how to love, taught me how to be a good mom, how to be a good wife, and how to be a good neighbor. And so that is all I'm trying to do. And that's all we try to do when my husband and I, so we live up on Lick Skillet in the West Yancey. And when we cut our way out of the holler, it took us a couple days because although our house was okay, trees were down everywhere. Our neighbors came and helped us. And, it was just, who could have expected it? We couldn't have expected. We couldn't have expected how bad it was going to be. We had no idea. That weekend I actually had this fabulous 6-house open house tour set up for Saturday. So, I was still planning an open house. Like, surely it's not that bad. And then, of course, when we got to town on day 3 or day 4, I think it was day 3, we got to town and realized how bad it was and how, it was cash only. And, there was a lady buying food with quarters. And I just thought, okay, well, we got to go hand out food. It was just very, just help. And it has evolved and evolved. And I just keep going back for more. I don't know what to say other than I love y'all so much. And I've always wanted to make sure people have what they need. And we've tried to evolve with the community in that need to make sure that they can get what they need. You get what you need. I want everybody to have what they need. And so in talking to so many people for the last 3 months and understanding what their needs are and trying to help them manage that, we try to make sure folks are getting the build materials they need. And some, different donations come in. And so we just try to connect those with people in the community that need them. That's just how it keeps evolving. I've never run a foundation before. I've been a commercial contractor. I've worked in land development. And for the last 10 or 11 years here in Yancey and Mitchell County, I've been a local realtor. So before the storm, I was Mountain Fabulous with Mountain Adventure Realty. I still am with Mountain Adventure Realty. That is my firm. Cindy Casper is my best friend, and she's currently managing the real estate stuff right now because I just can't think of anything else other than how can we rebuild our community? What do we have to do to pull together and make this happen? It's all that matters to me. I can't think about anything else. And so that's why this Yancey Mitchell Locals Only page was created so that we could talk, so that we can say, hey, what do you need? How can we do this? What can we do? What can we do as a community to keep picking each other up, to keep helping each other get built back? Whatever it takes, we have to do it. It's all that matters. It's all that matters is we get our homes rebuilt, we get our homes fixed, we get our driveways fixed. I want to have barn raisins. We lost so many barns. We got to build them back. We lost so many workshops and, just y'all know, And so that is that's just all I can think about doing. And I know as a community, the way y'all love and the way you take care of each other, we can do that as a whole community, because we've already been doing it the whole time. But now, we really, so being in talking to so many people for the last 3 months, I basically have had 1 day off a week for the last 3 months. So about 12 days off in the last 3 months, which is perfect. A day off helps me significantly get laundry done and, breathe. But so many incredible people have come to help us. Thousands. I would make a video and they would bring it. They're still bringing it. And I'm so thankful for that. But the con artists and the people that are here to profit off of our destruction is very real. And that's why I keep pushing harder every day, because as they come in, they want to be my friend. They want something out of the hub. And I'm like, what? No, you can't. This isn't for you. I mean, you came here from somewhere else. So no, everything here is for Yancey and Mitchell County. And that has been more difficult than you can imagine. I would say anywhere from 3 to 7 con artists a day. That's who I meet. Now, again, hundreds of incredible, thousands of incredible people, but still the cons are very real, and they're very much, I feel like it's almost like sabotage at some degree. Like, seriously, there cannot be this many corrupt people in the world. And beyond that, another reason I want to make this this video for y'all is so many of my friends have said, Steph, am I just not savvy enough to understand that there's this type of human in the world? And I tell them, no. Here, before the storm, we didn't lock our cars. We didn't lock our trucks. We didn't lock our houses. You didn't worry about anything. You didn't have to worry about that. But since the storm, one of the things that has been broken is our security. Because immediately, people from other places came in here and started stealing and robbing and doing all of it under the guise of being here to help. That's our reality. And so that is why we have to keep looking out for each other, because we've already felt that sense of, it's, what is the right word? Our everything is just busted. Our way of life is totally busted, wide open. It's not like it was. And I think that's been certainly very hard for me, because I'm very protective of my community, like very protective, and that's okay. That's okay. I don't have a choice. Y'all, my soul was born here. I'm going to be protective, and I want to make sure everybody's okay. So that's how I'm trying to do that. I know as a community we can do this together, though. I want to make sure that we're getting our local community members working. We need our local contractors and subcontractors doing the work, and I would like to continue to help them do that by even say you did get enough insurance money to pay a sub, but you need build materials. Well, I want to be able to get those building materials for you. Now, I fully intend to continue fundraising and doing whatever it takes to be able to pay subcontractors, pay for gravel, pay to build houses. That is all part of the plan. Actually, I've got this really cool plan. Let me show y'all this. So this is my plan for the outpost. Now, I know it looks a little crazy, but basically think of 5 to 10 acres. We need 5 to 10 acres, big flat acres, not too close to the river, because depending on where it's at, you dig down just a couple of feet and you're hitting the water. But I need these in most hollers, so we need 7. I would like to have 7 outposts. And so in these outposts, we will have it's a community outpost. It's for the community. In that outpost, we would have an office shed, like a job site trailer, a small one, because it does need to be locally managed, just like the dump is, right? So you've got a little office space where they're kind of managing it, and I'll have one of those. We'll have a building material storage, because as we continue building, it takes a long time for you to come back to town and get material. So if we need to have summits, keep us stocked up at the outpost so that we have the basic stuff there for our contractors, that's perfect. We want to have a sawmill there. We need somebody running lumber all the time. We have plenty of trees down. If they can be salvaged and we can turn them into great posts for our barn raisins, for building our, workshops back, whatever, I don't care. We need those big posts, long posts. We got to have them. The star of our show will be an incinerator because we have to continue to burn material. There's been burning, but there's definitely not been the burning of what we need to do. We need to be able to burn our brush, and we need to be able to burn our building materials of the properties that have to come down. I think that's going to be of most importance. But the other part that I think is very cool is we have so many folks that have had landslides. And so what we need to be able to do is get that landslide debris. You can't put dirt back. Once it slides down the mountain, it's down the mountain. We need to get that, take it away, give it a landing zone at the outpost. Then we have other neighbors who lived along the rivers that now have beautiful rock quarries in their pasture space. So we need to get those rocks, get those boulders, bring them to the outpost because we need those rocks and boulders to build our landslide neighbor a retaining wall. And we need their dirt mixed with the ash from the incinerator to rebuild our rock quarries pastures. I believe it to be that simple. Now, there's going to be a lot of heavy equipment involved. I'm going to need dozers, I'm going to need excavators, and I'm going to need front end loaders just at each outpost, okay? Yeah, I know. It's going to be a big operation, and we need 7 of those outposts. But by doing this and by having guys that you have a place to properly dispose of this, we can get our home sites cleaned up. We can get beyond the 20 feet cleaned up for the community, by the community. It's a complete community effort. And part of what I will be doing as well is sharing our stories. Sharing our stories, meaning I want to tell the story of the land. I want to tell the stories of the rivers. If a community member wants to share their voice in a voiceover and tell their story, they can do that. But I don't want any community members on camera. But unfortunately, all of America wants to see destruction. For them to help us the way we need them to help us, which is millions and millions and millions of dollars, we need to show them what we're doing. And so we got to do that in a way that is also helpful to the community and not hurting the community or exploiting the community. So I'm really excited about these. I feel like this is going to be a huge part of our recovery. We got to have one in Pensacola. We got to have one in Salto. We're going to have 2 on 19W and one at each end because that center is just we just don't want to add any extra traffic, and I want to make sure the outposts are where they're needed for the community members. Because if you get, say if we're running an outpost, the people working on Pensacola, that's who's working on Pensacola. That's the outpost they're using. You know what I mean? So you don't have trucks coming from everywhere else to use that. And it will be very much so community specific. Very much. You have to be a community member. You will have a special sticker, and then that means everything's free, just like what it is at the warehouse, like it is now. If you have been affected by the storm, everything I have is for you. God sent it. I just asked for it. It came. I got it for you. Because I want people to get what they need. I know that insurance isn't paying. I know that FEMA isn't paying. I know that we feel like we have no help in sight. And that's what keeps pushing me forward to make sure, okay, what can we do as a community to take care of this? Because we've just got to get one built. Actually, I need 4. I have 4 curtain burners ready, and I have 4 sawmills ready. So 4, I'm currently looking for 4 pieces of land. I think 5 to 10 acres would be huge. And I think the county, like both county, I've talked to everybody. They love it. And the only thing they said is, put it on private property. If you put it on private property, then it's okay. You won't be tied up in the strings and, all the red tape of the state. So it's got to be on private property, which is perfect because it's a community effort. And we just have to keep taking care of our community like we've been doing. All right. So the money that we'll be raising, we'll be able to pay our local subs to help us do this. Our local truckers, I want to be able to pay them to help us do this. As long as we're working together, and being fair to each other. I don't want anyone working for free because we all have bills to pay. I understand. But, if we can help so many more people if we work together and also keep it local. And beyond all of the other reasons we have to keep it local is we know how to drive here. Let's talk about it, right? There have been some fatalities with these dump trucks. Did you know that trucks from off don't even come they don't have Jake brakes. And so they're not really prepared for our terrain when they're here driving these roads. I mean, they may can be able to go in traffic down 40 or 85 at 90 mile an hour, but can they handle a curvy back mountain road with a full load? Not so much. So we just got to keep, as a community, sticking together, working to help each other, and we're going to do it. We're just going to do it. God's going to send us everything we need. He has been. All of America wants to help us. That's the other thing. That's the other big thing about this, is all of America wants to help us, but they're not hearing our story. They don't know how bad it is here in Yancey and Mitchell County. And so as we begin to show them, and as we build a community foundation, they're going to come help us. I know they're going to help us. I just have no doubt. My intention and my hope is, as I get these built, we'll have monthly sponsors. So I believe for the equipment rental, just the equipment rental that I'm going to need there at all times, we're probably looking at $30,000 a month sponsorship each outpost. But hopefully we can get some big corporate sponsors on board to help us out. And we're just going to go for it, because what else do we do? I don't know what else to do, and we can't do nothing, because we got to get our homes back. We got to get our families back home. We have a lot of families that are not home right now, and we got to build their homes. I have I don't have those plans on me, but I have the contractor lined up. We have subs lined up. We have houses from 1 bedrooms to 4 bedrooms. I'm not there yet financially. It's going to take some time, but I'm planning on it, because I'm so thankful that Samaritan's Purse is going to come build. I've also heard that Men on a Mission is coming to build. We want all of them here building. We need that many houses. But I also want to be ready for the families that maybe fall through the cracks there too, because they still have requirements, and you still have a mortgage when you're done with them. And I don't want people having mortgages. I need y'all to have free homes. I mean, you've been through hell. Let's get home. Let's get you home, and let's let you not have to worry about it for a little bit. And I think that would be great. I will be very excited about that. So that's my plan. That's who I am. That's what I'm doing. A lot of folks ask about how can I afford to do this. So I do also want to cover that. So before the storm, the night before the storm, I was a realtor, a local realtor, and a good realtor. I've had amazing clients, and I've had some good sales this year. And my husband and I were saving to buy our farm. And so the week before the storm, we had put an offer in on our farm, and we did not get it. And that ended up being a big blessing, because that means we had our savings. So I have our savings for, realistically another 5 to 6 months. And I know we can make big strides in 5 to 6 months. And then as we're progressing, if I can start selling I need to sell a house or two a month. I'll be able to sell a house or two a month and keep steady focused on this. And that's exactly what I plan to do. Because I don't know what else to do. I can't sell Broken Mountains, certainly not full time. This matters way much more to get our community cleaned up and just get it all back together. I'm most excited about these barn raisins, though. I think that's going to be great. So as you're talking to your neighbors and things like that, just tell them, don't lose hope. I know so many people's garages washed away. I know their barns washed away. We're doing everything we can to make sure to get some tools, because, you're just going to be going, oh yeah, I got a tool for that. And then it, dawns on you, oh yeah, no, I don't. And so I want to also make sure we have those for you, because I know it's just going to be step by step. And it's sometimes little steps at a time, but we're going to get there. I believe in us. I believe in us completely. God he's been here the whole time sending us help and getting us everything we need. And we know that anytime that God's involved, the devil's always going to try to slither in, but we're just going to keep kicking them out of here and keep circling up as a community and taking care of each other, because that's what we've been doing the whole time. So I'm so excited to meet you. And if you have any questions or you need anything, I'm here for you. I don't want anybody to be feeling left alone or like nobody cares, because I care like crazy. I love you like crazy, even if I've never met you before. I love here. This is my heart and soul in this community. And I just want us to be okay. So I will not stop fighting until everybody is back in their home and everybody is okay and all the properties are cleaned up that's when we'll be okay. So you're not alone. You know that. I love y'all. I'm crazy about y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me for 20 minutes. Sorry it took so long, but I guess I did have a lot to say after all. But I'm excited. I'm real excited about us having our own local group. I think this will be a great way to really just, hey, what about this? What about that? I don't know. I think it's going to work. I think it's going to be great. And we're going to get our communities built back. So I look forward to working with you so we can do that. So I hope you have the most amazing evening, and I'll see y'all later.